Gaming here. We're live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. We'll take your phone calls 877-853-5247. Meeting ID esports extra. That is 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. Larry Ridley here. SNY TV, little NBC Sports, little Mad NFL, little NBA 2K League. We got four. Not bad. So we can't really play 5-on-5. We don't have enough guys. Too many for 3. Now we can play 3-on-3. We just keep one on the bench. I'll sit on the bench, and you guys go ahead and play. Kelly Wells, A. Willie, D-Dubs. D-Dubs, where you at? Karnowski? What's going on out there? You guys
Mercy, baby. Brooklyn.
Okay. Brooklyn? A. Willie? DFW? We going to take Texas tonight, A. Willie? Is it turning blue?
I hope so.
You hope so?
I hope so.
I did my part.
Kelly Wells, you voted, last week? Today?
Last week.
Harris County, y'all got to show out. We need
this
y'all to show out.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna do it?
I mean, we had more people come out pre-vote than voted all of last election. So I don't know who they voted for. All I can do is count my little vote and my husband's vote. I know who he voted for too. I controlled that one. And we're here.
Well, good stuff. I love it. Well, we'll see. We'll definitely see. I think Texas, over 9 million early voting, which is just ridiculous.
Beautiful.
What they had in the whole election during 2016. So we'll see who wins tonight. Or maybe we won't see. Maybe it take a day or 2 or 3 a week. We'll see. I don't know, but we'll find out. It's good to have you guys on here, guys. We're talking NFL. We'll get into a little AB being activated by the Bucks, the NFL exploring potentially expanding the playoffs. We'll talk about that. The agents showing some major hate and throwing some major shade on Rich Paul. They got to stop that. Don't get mad at the brother because he's freaking winning right now. The Raptors, could they come play literally right down the street for me? In Newark, we'll talk about that. Mike D'Antoni joining the Nets. So it's A. Willie's boys from, I guess we'll call them Phoenix East. Is that cool? Hey, Willie?
You can call them that.
You can call them that. Okay, right. Well, the sun or the sun rises in the east or sets in the west or something like that. Yeah, rises in the east, sets in the west, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe the sun is setting in Phoenix and everything's coming out here to New York, New Jersey. And we'll get into Compete Forever on Black News Channel this weekend, episode 23. University of North Carolina, Charlotte, NBA 2K. A. Willie making his debut. I'll get on that, get some TV run for A. Willie. It'll be exciting. Episode 23. Shout out to Black News Channel. We love you, Black News Channel. That deal we got, we so grateful. We thank you for that. We'll start at the top. Javon Wims, guys. Chicago Bears. You saw me through the punch Sunday against the Saints. I went back and started reading more of it. You know how this thing started. First possession for the Bears in the second half. Second play, the guy takes his mask off. Rips off, what's the guy's name? Gardner Johnson or whatever. I forget his name. He rips
C.J. Gardner Johnson. Yeah.
C.J. Gardner Johnson rips his mouthpiece out. He has to sit and he stews basically for like 10 or 11 minutes because he couldn't find his mouthpiece. I think the Bears had a penalty. Then they took a sack the next play. Then they punted the ball. The Saints had it. The Bears got the ball back, and it was like 11 minutes on the sideline. The dude was mad about having his mouthpiece yanked out. As soon as he got back out there, I remember Coach Cal was telling him, like, dude, he's trying to yank out his mouthpiece. Now we know why, because he got his yanked out first, and he missed. So he said, you know what? I'm going to take my shot. And he sucker punched him. And he just stole on him. Oh, and he got suspended 2 games. There's some, there's been some allegations of alleged spitting, allegedly. Gardner Johnson said that did not happen. He says that is not the case. So in fair balance there. You guys' thoughts on this whole thing, how it played out? But basically, it was over a mouthpiece, and he had to sit and stew for like 10 or 11 minutes. And that's what threw him over the edge. I don't know if it had anything to do with spitting. If you go look at the plays, that's what happened. It was literally 2 or 3 plays. That's it. Hey,
ridiculous.
No, ladies first. Kelly Wills is back, baby. Go ahead,
I'm
Kelly.
here. I missed you guys, but I'm confused. Yes, no, I really did.
Okay.
I'm confused. Like, what is the point of punching somebody with the helmet on? Isn't that going to hurt your hand more than it hurts them?
I think he punched with an open hand a little bit. It wasn't a real close pinch. It was more like a slap almost.
I mean, the second one was a close fist. The first one was like a mush. The second one was like, either way, I don't understand it. And how you going to sit on the sidelines and be mad for 10 minutes? That is so petty. Like, do some jumping jacks or something. Like, this is physical contact. This is a game. You are not out here playing poker or chess or mini golf. Like, I think I feel like it is such a lapse in judgment, and now you're sitting for 2 games, and you have to be more mature than to put your team in an effed up position because you
Mm.
are on a team. This isn't an individual sport. Ridiculous.
Yeah, see, we just showed it again. He reaches for the mouthpiece. I don't know if
He
he missed
missed.
or there was
No,
nothing there. Maybe the guy had it in his mouth, and then he kind of punched with the left, missed, came back with the right, and missed with that one. And that's when he said, "All right, I got to connect," because now the guy sees me coming. He missed like twice before he actually connected, but even the third one really didn't. For
it
a guy
didn't.
that's sitting there for a sucker punch, you got to make it count, Kelly. I mean, hey Willie, right? Like,
Yeah, you got to make it count. It was funny seeing it. When I see that, the first thing we always see these players big barking and selling wolf tickets, right? And then when they actually swing, I want to see Deion Sanders and Andre Rison, right? And
Oh
Deion won, but at
God.
least Andre fought back,
Yeah.
right?
or your boy
So
from the Texans. Remember that? Cortland Finnegan with the
Finnegan,
Titans
Oh
and
yeah,
yeah.
Andre
yeah,
Johnson.
Jay Johnson.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a good
yeah.
one.
Right. So when I see it, I want to get my money's worth. But with that being said, it was funny to see it, especially watching. You see these guys again, these athletes that are. It's amazing to me to see how these athletes are so athletic, but then when it comes to throwing a punch or doing something outside of football, they're so unathletic.
Mm.
That's amazing to see as well. When I say so, but taking C.J. Gardner Johnson's reputation into account here, he has a reputation for being a little bit of an agitator.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's had some issues before. He had an issue with Mike Thomas, right, as well, and one of his teammates. So, with
Yeah,
that being
good
said,
job.
yeah, so with that being said, I'll say this: if the guy that has a reputation for being an agitator, one of the things he hasn't done is deny stuff that he's done before. So if he said he didn't spit on this dude and he has a reputation of being an agitator, I believe that. So I kind of agree with what Kelly was saying. I think it's ridiculous that dude reacted like that.
A Dubs, good job there. D Dubs, your thoughts? Do you believe the spitting incident? Because at first I was thinking maybe I did. Then I start looking at this guy on Twitter. I forget his name. Did a great job. He detailed the entire 11 minutes. I'm like, that's what happened. He basically stewed for 10 minutes. He's like, he got pissed off.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had a camera like trained him on his side. Was he pacing back and forth like, I'm gonna get this ball, man? You know what I'm saying? Wait till I get
You
that
know he was
mouthpiece.
over there talking to his boys too, like, wait, I'm gonna
I
catch
know
him.
it.
Like,
He
sit
grabbed my
down.
mouthpiece. He snatched my mind. Not his chain, his mouthpiece.
Yeah. I thought it was utterly ridiculous. I don't believe in the whole spitting thing. I don't believe that story for a moment because somebody spits on you, you're going to react right away. You're not going to sit and stew because spitting is the worst thing you can do to another human being. Somebody spits on you, you're going to react. You're going to go get him. Ain't no way he got spit on and he sat on that whole sideline and waited. And then furthermore, his behavior was ridiculous. I'm glad he got suspended. It'd be nice if Chicago cuts him. I feel that badly about it. He's a seventh round draft pick acting like an idiot.
Was 2 games? I think 2 games was a little heavy though.
I don't think so,
Especially
man.
when you
The
are a
way
seventh round draft pick on that deal you
Man, that's a
got.
good
Two
point.
that's
games.
that's his
That's very
problem.
heavy.
That's a
That's
lot of money.
that
That's a
no,
lot of
that's
money.
his
Because
problem.
he probably only making about 5 stacks, maybe. You know what I mean?
Hold
Like
on.
2 games, shit,
Man,
that's a lot of damn
So
money.
so when you decided to
that's
walk
why you
over
got
to
to be
dude
smarter.
and take two
500
shots
stacks.
at
Excuse me.
You
and take 2 shots at him like that, like
That's
the
his
world is not
problem.
watching,
That's
they
a lot of
deserve to
money.
get suspended.
yeah.
Come
Like
on.
it wasn't like a cheap shot or like a little like like it was
It was a
nobody
punch. It was a
around
punch. It was a punch. I,
and
I
he
thought he should have
walked
gotten.
over. No, I'm okay with the two because it also sets an example and it sets a
Sure,
precedence that you cannot act like that.
And he's
sure.
got issues.
No, I'm not. I'm
He
not
got mental
condoning it.
issues. You sat
Well,
there on the sideline and stewed about this for
damn,
11
Gerald.
minutes? Something
Wow.
wrong with him.
Well, he's got a few days to sort of appeal. I know he probably will appeal. Maybe he gets it knocked down, and maybe James Thrash and those guys, um, Derek Brooks and those guys will look at it on appeal. I think John Runyon is kind of over it as well, but it goes to appeal with Thrash and Derek Brooks. So we'll see. Those are 2 level-headed guys, 2 very smart guys. So we'll see what happens. But I,
They should tack another game on.
I didn't learn about.
That's it.
Don't stop that, Darren. I didn't learn about this Lillard.
You in
Like,
this man's pockets,
I
man.
know it, Darren. Come
Through
on, man.
his pockets. He did it
Wow.
himself.
Oh, damn. Derwin is not happy today. Derwin's got this
No,
Oh,
it's
I
anger
ridiculous.
missed
going
you
on.
guys.
Boy. But yeah, so I didn't learn about this stuff until like 30 minutes ago. And I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with spitting. He had his mouthpiece yanked. That's all it was. So good stuff there. Keeping in the NFL, Antonio Brown. We talked about it week or two. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. It was last week or 2 weeks ago. Signed with the Bucks. We were talking about he was going to play, going to make his start initially November the 9th against the Saints, and that's going to
Saints.
happen Sunday night. Sunday night football should be a good one. Saints and Buccaneers at Buccaneers. So at Ray J. First game of the season. The Saints got the better of the Bucks. We saw the Bucks last night. I was working at SNY. The Bucks held on and beat the Giants. Kind of an ugly game. Danny Downs is a different story. Your thoughts on AB? He's been activated. BA said he's going to play. I don't know. Maybe 10 to 15 plays. Definitely said he will not play 60 plays. But everybody says he's in great shape. I think this makes Tampa Bay very, very dangerous. I know they didn't play like the number one team in the NFC last night. I still think right now, on balance, I think they are still the best team in the NFC. I know Derwin's boys are really good. I wouldn't want to play Seattle, especially with that late game magic. I'm not a real big believer in Green Bay. They need a receiver. Defense has been a sieve the last 4 or 5 weeks. And then the Saints are what they are, but we've seen Drew Brees. That arm gets a little tired, and they get, they sort of stumble at the end. Kelly, your thoughts here? AB joining BA.
I think that it's good, and I think that BA is a great coach for him. Because he does need some guidance. He needs some, he needs that stronghold, somebody that's going to keep him in line because he's one of those kids that if you take your eyes off of him, you never know what's going to happen. So I think that the chemistry there could be really good. I think he respects Tom Brady, and Tom Brady has that mutual respect for him. So
Well,
maybe
he's
that will
staying at
help.
Brady's house. He
Right.
did
So
that in New
maybe
England too last year.
He's
it
staying at
did.
Derek Jeter's house. It's the truth. Jeter's house.
So, maybe that will.
Good point.
I don't worry about him on the field. I think that he's a phenomenal athlete. I think he's super scrappy and will pull it together. Now I do worry about his like taking so many plays without having played in so long, fitness down, the stretch of a game, but that'll come. I worry about the off the field antics. So hopefully, whatever he's on right now, keep him there.
Man, keep the LA work away or the Tampa work away from AB. D Dubs, your thoughts here. How much better does he make Tampa? Are the Bucks going to be the first team to play in the Super Bowl in their own backyard? It's looking like it.
It's possible. They got a shot. I'm not gonna crown them yet, but
Well, of course you all about that action green. Go ahead, brother.
but there was a time that I really felt like AB was the best receiver in the league, bar none. I mean, he just does too much. He's reliable.
Play
He
on the
returns.
outside, inside, returns.
Yeah,
punts.
he
Right.
returns punts
Yeah.
too. He could take one to the house. And then, I love him as a football player. The antics off the field. He's done some things that have really soured me. I seen on video that he's done. So, I didn't want him for my team, and I honestly didn't want him back in the league. But because I think he has some issues he needs to deal with.
Well, he was great with the Patriots last year. The few weeks that he was there, it was no problem there. But of course,
They got rid of him.
well, because of the things that came down the pike that they felt
Yeah.
like was coming. So
Yeah. And
go ahead, Kelly. Jump in.
the one thing that is that we can't miss is that Byron Leftwich. There's some 4 coaches. They talked about it last night. There's 4 coaches that were with him in Pittsburgh that are on that coaching staff.
Good point.
So those 4 coaches, and I can't think of the other 3 guys' names.
Well,
but
BA
those
was there. Leftwich was there.
Leftwich, and there was a receiver. I can't think of his. Randall L. is another
Antoine
one.
Randall L. Yes.
Yes, he's on that
Oh, yeah,
coaching
yeah,
staff.
yeah.
And there's 2 more, and I think collectively they're thinking we got him. We can
Yep.
keep him in line.
Mhm.
We can take it. They need to take away his Twitter, his Twitter account. Post no
Please,
crazy stuff.
get him a flip phone. Get him a flip phone. Like no social media
Yeah.
at all.
But
Kelly
as-
said, no more Facebook Live after the
None,
football game.
bro. But
not in the locker room
Ooh,
there. 'Cause he's
none,
wilding.
none.
But-
But he gets away with stuff, and that makes me very nervous. Be
Why?
it
'Cause
with
he can play. That's why.
but
can play. He
but
can
you
play
but
still.
you can't let people live a life without consequence either, because
Mhm.
that creates a monster down the line. So thinking about the stuff that was going on with the baby mama and the sons, putting her out, putting it on social media, but now she's having a whole nother baby by him and they back together. So that's another
Oh, I
life.
didn't know that. See, that's why you on the show.
Wow.
Look at you.
So life without consequence.
TMZ Esports Extra. That's what I'm talking about.
Life without consequence. So I always worry because athletes already get a pass in a lot of things. So when I see the bad actions and him acting out, and now you're getting the reward of playing again, it does make me very concerned.
Yeah. Hey, Willie, real quickly, your thoughts, BA man, joining forces with AB.
Yeah, and we talked about this before. And one of the things for me is oftentimes when you see a guy like this, it's probably best that he's in a situation where he doesn't feel like this team absolutely needs me. This team has had success without me. So, in addition to all of those that empowering and all those things that Kelly was alluded to, just the fact that he's on a team, people do that stuff when they absolutely need a player. This team has been successful without him. So the minute that they see something, they can almost do it like the Patriots. All right, we're out of here. So I think from that standpoint, there this little skin in the game for them. So I think that protects them. Also, too, man, the crazy part about it is I was thinking about him and how quickly they're going to implement him because in this era of kind of specialization, where we see these offenses becoming more and more intricate, you see all of this specialization, slot guys, outside guys, all those things. But when you are technically sound, and that's the thing that gets overlooked with his ability, how technically sound this dude is.
Very
If
gifted.
you're technically sound like that and you can run routes like that, they can plug you in immediately. Right. And so with that being said, I think they'll plug him in immediately. I think he'll have an impact immediately. If you're Mike Evans, you got to be salivating over there. Right. So if you're Ronald Jones, you got to be salivating. So with that being said, I certainly hope for all the off the field concerns that everybody has addressed here. I hope this goes in the right way. I'm rooting for him. I hope
Mhm.
everything works out. But the on the field stuff, I don't really have no concern about it all, really.
Well, Tom Brady definitely loves him. Brady loves. Look, he had Randy Moss. He's had a couple of big receivers that he really likes, but he loves the little water bugs. And AB is the best of both worlds. He can play on the outside and inside, and he wins at the line of scrimmage. He wins quickly. Brady loves those guys that can get it out of cuts. The Welkers, the Edelmans, the Troy Browns,
Dion Branch.
people like
He's
that.
Dion
Deion
Branch.
Branch, Bethel Johnson, a lot of guys that he's played with, those 5'9", 5'10" guys, 180, 190 pounds that can just get quick separation. Bucks are going to be good, man. NFL may expand the playoffs. They're talking about it. They've already expanded it from 12 to 14, and Derwin broke that down when we first found out about that over the summer when they were going to do that. Now they're talking about making it go to 16, taking away and adding a week 18. Basically, if they start getting some more COVID cases, they're looking at expanding the playoffs. You guys like this? I love this. I always thought that the NFL probably do it right, which is it's not as watered down as the NBA or NHL, where more than 50% of the teams make the playoffs. But I also think it's too slanted one way as well. Yeah, you get a lot of good teams. I know people don't want 79 teams and 8 teams in there. I'm all about more teams in the playoffs because those are the games that matter. And if you're the NFL, it's more freaking money. Like I don't know
That's
why they
it.
would want more playoffs. Like what the
That's it.
hell? NFL, if you
That's
want
it.
money, how about you get more playoff teams and get rid of the daggone preseason? That's what I
It,
would be doing.
it's more money, but you're watering down the league, and now you're
Yeah,
who
but
cares if you win? Who cares? You diminishing winning the division. Who
yeah,
cares if you
yeah,
win the
Kansas
division?
City probably would beat the hell out of Miami or whoever, New England, whoever the 8 seed is. But I mean, we still want to see it though. Like we would watch it. We would watch NFL playoffs. Yeah, absolutely,
You gonna?
absolutely we'll watch it.
I mean, they were talking about like Detroit's not that far out of a playoff spot. We're gonna do that.
Well,
Mm.
didn't Detroit just knock off somebody pretty good? Who did they beat? They beat the Lions or
That's what
the
I
They
was.
Cardinals,
beat they
Yeah.
beat the Falcons.
and then they beat somebody else not too long ago, like the Cardinals, the Lions, or the Cardinals, or maybe somebody not too long ago. I'm like, yeah, the Cardinals. They gave them their first loss. So
It,
there you
it
go.
it's different in a
And they
one
beat them
game
on the road
setting.
Maybe the
too.
Cardinals are
Yeah,
suspect.
Okay.
it's different when it's a one game
Who did the
setting.
Cardinals just
It's
beat last
different.
week? Who did they beat? Who did they just beat last week?
They beat Seattle.
Okay.
We gave them a game, but hey,
Oh,
they
okay.
won the game.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
one game setting is different. If this, I can understand the argument in the
Exactly.
NBA playoffs because of the fact that you're talking about in normal times a 7 game series. So
Mhm.
totally understand that. But in that one game setting, anything can happen.
One
And
shining
if it,
moment, baby.
yeah,
NCAA.
Hmm.
yeah, that one game, anything can happen. We were just talking about in the regular season how the Cardinals beat Seattle, et cetera. So, and the Giants are living proof of that.
Yeah, we all
And
saw
six,
that last night.
Facts,
six
facts.
degrees of
Yeah.
separation, and the Lions beat the Cardinals. And we can keep going
Right.
on. Remember, the NFL did that last year, where it was like every NFL team, there was like a separation. Like whoever they beat the next team, and they beat the next team, and it was all 32 teams. It was funny as hell. I don't see if you can look it up, but I remember seeing that last year. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so and as we said, the Giants are living proof of that. I mean, I remember being a kid, and when the Raiders went to the Super Bowl as a wild card, and they caught fire, and they just started beating everybody.
Pittsburgh
So yeah, so
Giants.
would that be
60.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I think from that standpoint, and the revenue that it generates, and the other thing that it brings as well
Titans
is
last year,
security.
AFC Championship game.
Yeah, and it brings security for coaches. That's one of the things that the NCAA coaches that I know always talk about. Man, if I were coaching when 68 teams got in the tournament, right? And the biggest example of that is one Seth Greenberg, who would probably still be coaching and not working at ESPN because Virginia Tech. I know you know that, Kelly. That's your
Boy.
neck of the woods. Virginia Tech,
Hmm.
when Seth
Yep.
Greenberg was there, was the perpetual bubble team. They were
Yep.
always on the bubble.
Why? Because they were always like 18 and 12, 20 and 10. It's like, ah.
They right now they're the only 10-6 team in ACC history to not make the NCAA tournament.
In
So
conference play. Yeah.
yeah, to be 10-6 in conference play and not make the tournament. So
Crazy.
with that being said, I think that job security with I think these coaches will like some of that too.
Kelly, your thoughts? NFL expanding the playoffs going from 14 to 16 to an eight
Yeah,
league conference.
I mean, I understand from a revenue generating marketing standpoint, like, of course, they're salivating over it. And I would much rather that than preseason. I literally hate preseason games from the bottom of my heart. I hate
Yeah.
them. I used to be on the edge of my seat watching them, feeling like I'm going to throw up because if my husband gets hurt in a preseason game, like that's a whole season washed, or like that's the easiest way to cut him or something like that. So
Mhm.
from that standpoint, I think it's great. And then I love the competitive nature that the playoffs bring out. It brings out a different side of all teams. So go ahead, throw some more in there. Let's see what happens. Shit. I mean,
Well, yeah, that's fine.
shoot.
Yeah, that's good. But the last 2 or 3 times we've seen teams going to the playoffs with a losing record and they were division winners, they won the game. So you got that, Derwin. Of course, we remember Beast Mode and the Beast Mode Quake, your boys, beat
Oh yeah.
'79.
the defending Super Bowl champs. And I think it was another team after that that made it. Who was it? I don't know. It was the Rams or somebody made it at 79, and they won as well, or at 8-8, and they won their first playoff game as well. So, yep, there you go. Your thoughts? Somebody who didn't go in? It was
I
D
think
Dub.
everybody did.
We all got
went.
in.
All right,
We
everybody
all
went in. All
got
right,
in.
okay.
Yeah.
I said I
Moving right
don't care
along.
for it.
Oh,
Keep
you know what it is? I saw another screen just popped
the
up.
box. Yeah. Who was
I was
that?
like, who is that?
We got to call him out, man. That was Coach K back there, man.
What are you doing?
Coach K, Coach K magic, man.
You
Bright
switching
ideas,
boxes?
bright ideas,
Cloned
man.
himself.
Bright ideas, man. let's pick it up a little.
The first thing I hear, boom, boom, I think, what happened to Kelly? I said, no, Kelly's still there.
That's what I was like, hold on.
I'm
The
tired
silence
of
wasn't
y'all.
here?
I'm tired of y'all. That wasn't my fault.
No,
It was
it's
the
not.
tropics. Blame the
The
tropics.
tropics.
Tired of
Oh
y'all.
boy. So Kelly's got the tropics. All right. A Willie's got the 72-hour birthday parties. What is what's OG's issue? I don't know, right? With
No.
kids or the Nets gaming crew or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nets, let's keep it in the NBA. How about Clutch Sports had to work out with Edwards and Tyrese
Anthony
Maxey
Edwards, Tyrese Maxey. Yep.
on Thursday, I believe, last week, right? And it was a huge success. Of course, Rich Paul, man, how about all these anonymous agents coming for his neck on everything, man? It's like, that can a brother not? Hey, can a brother not play the game and play it better than y'all? Like, what's wrong with empowering the athlete? Like, what's up? You guys' thoughts here on all the hate that Rich Paul is getting? Of course, Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, LeBron James' guy, and I do see why they say, well, this is just LeBron James playing agent, playing team GM, playing owner, and that's what white guys do all the time, man. They're just playing the damn system. They're playing a game. He's playing the hand he's dealt, and he's winning. So that's that.
And there's nothing they can do about it. They're
Nothing they can do
angry.
about it.
They just gonna have to be mad.
All right.
Because if I'm be able to do what I do better than anyone else because I have an affiliation with a star, I mean, that's my guy. That's my man.
David Falk did it. He had Michael Jordan. Oh man, he's got the best player in the league. Oh, we're screwed.
Yeah, so they just gonna have to be mad. I don't know if you saw one of the tweets, anonymous these nuts. Anonymous. That was funny.
What was the handle?
The tweet, it said anonymous and it was 2 peanuts.
Oh,
Yeah. That was funny. I think that was a rebuttal to what they were talking about. But
He's
what
nuts.
you gonna
I
do
love
about
it.
it? You know,
What you,
just
yeah, just be mad. Like be mad.
big mad,
Say
big mad.
big. I mean, but they been mad at him. Like this isn't new. Like they been mad at him. And I love give the athletes the power because that's where the talent is. There would be no league without the players, black, white, whatever color. So give them the power. And then they're just more mad that it's a black man. And it's black men. They're more mad about that. It bothers them more because what is it? Shut up and dribble, get in line, be quiet. It's a, I heard someone
Unless it's
say
a white
today,
athlete that is
right, then they
endorsing
can do
somebody.
whatever,
It's okay.
say
Jack
whatever,
Nicklaus and
right.
all these other people.
Say
Oh, yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
right. Or like when they say it's a privilege to play the sport. But why? Is it a privilege if you're a CPA? Is it a privilege if you do whatever? Like that's just my job. That is what I choose to do. So it's not a privilege. It's I worked my ass off for it. So what are you talking about? Like
Well,
no
the
one says
privilege
that
goes
to a
the other way.
doctor.
It's the other way. It's the
Right.
our
But
Caucasian counterparts.
yeah, so when I hear people talking about, oh, it's a privilege to play the sport, no one goes to your call center and tells you it's a privilege. Shut the hell up.
It's a privilege to speak to you today, as I call it, and bitch and moan about your company. Good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here? Clutch Sports, man, in the clutch, baby.
Yeah, and one of the things we talked about this, we really need to. Part of the reason why they're reacting like this, of course, of the hate. But the other thing too is we really need to, and I've said this before, but we really need to normalize Black people being responsible for their own destinies, because when we are in a situation where we're responsible for our own destinies, other people tend to take that as that's some revolutionary act,
Mhm.
right? That's, oh, you're doing this because right, you're trying to buck the system. No, I just want to be in charge of my own destiny just like you are,
Exactly.
right? But it's the same thing. And I can say it's very similar when I went to Brandeis, when people would come in and they would ask me, so why did you choose Brandeis? I chose it because of the academic reputation of the school, just like you. Am I not capable of thinking on those grounds? So with that
Critical
being,
thinking. Get them,
yeah,
everybody.
like
Critical.
it's just it's just really amazing. And when I say that, that goes on both sides, because sometimes we have an issue with our own people when they take their own destiny in their own hands. We have an
Facts.
issue of we backbite and we talk crazy to them or about them. So that we really need to normalize that. And so again, this is just really an illustration of that. And Rich Paul is seeing that. And this goes all the way back to when LeBron first came to the table and he said, these are my guys. This is
Hmm.
my team.
He
So
empowers them. Absolutely.
what he
Didn't
said to
give them
the other,
anything. They took it and ran.
yeah, but what he also said to the other agencies, again, life is about leverage. It's about who has it and who doesn't. And oftentimes when you are an athlete, you don't have leverage. So the times that you do have leverage, you better exercise that to the fullest, right?
Swing it.
So
Run it
exercise
up.
it to the fullest.
Run it up. I'm
No
the
question.
queen of run it up.
Wing it. Run up the score. Facts.
Run it up. No mercy, because they're never gonna have mercy on you.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's only a finite time. So you're absolutely right. And I love the story Rich Paul told how he met LeBron James. LeBron James saw him as a young guy. I think he had a Warren Moon jersey on. And he was like, oh, snap. That is, it was a fresh, sort of authentic Warren Moon jersey. And he found out the guy was selling jerseys and shoes, Rich Paul, out of the trunk of his car. Rich Paul, a little bit older than him, a few years, or at least 3 or 4 or 5 years, maybe somewhere around there, older than LeBron, and that's how they linked up, and they've been boys ever since. And I love the story, man. It's like, don't get mad at Rich Paul, man, because he's running game, like literally running game on y'all.
Literally. And building an empire while doing it. Not
Right.
little stuff,
Man,
literally changing the climate of the game, of entertainment, of everything. I love it.
I
I
love
love
those
absolutely,
it.
kind of stories.
I
To
do.
go from out of the trunk of your car to what he is now. I love that.
Yeah, you hear it all the time with the rappers selling CDs and things of that nature, tapes out of their mixtapes out of their car, and then they're platinum selling artists. So that is the American story as we're voting today here
Yeah.
on election day here in the United States. Keep it in NBA. The Raptors, we talked about it a week or two ago. They looked at Louisville, we're like, oh, KFC Yum Center. Louisville's a nice basketball hotbed. I think they may have found a better option, and that's right here in New Jersey and Newark. new arena. Oh, it's about
I
13 years
forgot
old.
about that.
Yeah, I
I
know it
looked at the
because
story.
it's just hockey. But the
Yeah.
beautiful arena holds like 19,500 fans, around 20,000.
Yeah.
Seton Hall plays there. The Nets played the last 2 seasons there. When was their last year there before they went to Brooklyn? I think 11. I think 2011 maybe.
2000. Yeah, I
11,
think it.
11,
Yeah.
12. Yeah, one of the two. So, and not only that, you look at geography, the proximity to the rest of their Atlantic Division counterparts,
Hmm.
Boston, Philly, New York, it makes perfect sense. If they can't go back to Canada and the COVID restrictions and things of that nature in Canada, I love it. Now they've talked to Tampa, they've talked to Kansas City, they've talked to Nashville.
Nashville.
Hey, Nashville, baby. Um, Newark, man, right here, man. Come to Brick City. What do you guys think? I think so far of all the cities, bingo. That's it.
It makes way too much sense. And I do remember a time, I think when Master
There ain't nothing
Garden.
in Newark. You ain't gonna stay here too long.
No, yeah. You don't want to hang
They're
Facts.
around
trying to
Newark
You
too
build
don't
long.
want to stay there too
No,
long.
no, 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 no.
I love you,
You
Newark.
don't want to stay there too long.
They got,
Yeah.
I
they
go.
got,
I,
they
Bad
got,
might happen
they
to
got
you.
cheap gas.
Jersey
Yeah.
Drive. I go to Ironbound, get something to eat, and I'm out.
Lock your
I was
car
gonna say
doors.
there's a Caribbean restaurant that I used to go to over there.
Yeah.
It's called Stones. Shout out to
Stones.
Stones.
Okay. Shout out to Stones. But hey, you can go to Jersey City, Hoboken, Bayonne, get your nice, condo or something on the water. And you're good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like 5 6 minutes away.
Edgewater,
Edgewater.
Westside Park.
Yeah, if you got a family and stuff, but they want to be looking at Manhattan. They want to be right on the water, right there,
They
so they
got
can feel it
families.
and smell it. Well,
They
not
got
all of them.
families.
Not what these
Some
18
of
and
them.
19-year-old. Well, most of them don't.
They got families. Shit.
Oh,
They might have
Shit.
kids. They ain't got families, or they might. Well, maybe they're taking care of
Facts,
families.
facts,
No,
facts.
you're right. No, you're
Hey,
right. Actually,
facts.
your thoughts, Kelly? What do you think? Brick City,
Oh, I
baby.
think I love it. I love it more than any city that I've heard of. I love it. I think that it makes perfect sense. I think that there'll be a great fan base there. It is close in proximity. I love it way more than any city that has been presented thus far. So they get a double stamp from Kels.
Yep. D Dubs, your thoughts here? The Raptors here. Baby dinosaurs roaming the streets of Newark.
Yeah, I love it. I think it makes way too much sense. And I do recall a time when Madison Square Garden was going through some renovation. I think the Liberty was out there for a little while.
Oh,
They
okay.
were playing at that arena. So it's right there. You can play the Knicks across the water, the Brooklyn Nets. Keeps you in proximity. You're in the number one market. It makes it's the arena's NBA ready. It makes
Very nice.
way too much sense. I love it.
Very nice arena. Yeah, NBA ready. Absolutely. Your thoughts here, A. Willie?
no, it makes sense from a geographical standpoint. They can set up kind of a quasi bubble with all of their division rivals and things of that nature. But the other thing is, man, what if you were the head of Harris Entertainment?
I was just about to
Because
say
you
they
talk about
they own the Sixers.
man, they own the Sixers, they own the New Jersey Devils, and
They were trying to
they
buy
own
the Mets. They came in like second or third before.
yeah,
Stevie.
yeah, they
Uncle
own the
Stevie, what's up, baby? Give me some of that
exactly.
14 Billy, baby. Hook your boy Larry Ridley up. I'm one of your
Yeah,
employees now, man. Go ahead.
yeah, exactly. They own the Prudential Center, so that man, they're getting. You talk
Yeah.
about diversifying your revenue and having multiple revenue streams. I'm trying to be like them when I grow up.
Yeah, that's true because the Raptors got to pay them rent. Rent's
Yes.
due. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good point. The
Hey,
rent's
that's
due.
that.
We
That's
need
it.
all them chips.
Ooh,
That's
they
it.
acting like Stan Kroenke. Like, get over here, little Los Angeles Chargers. Where my money at? Where my money
yeah.
at, little son?
On the
Where my money?
first.
Yeah, we gonna little low you. I need a check. We gonna
What you
little
say,
low you.
Kelly? On the first?
On the first, honey.
On the
On the
first.
first.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. All right, good stuff. We'll keep it
My
in again
sister
real
was
quick.
already dressed. That's what he said.
Y'all dirty. See, that's why you can't give black people nothing. Because of that right there. The way y'all acting right now. Look at it. Mike D'Antoni, Phoenix North, man. Talk to me. Hey, Willie, your sons, man. Mike D'Antoni, assistant coach. You got Stat, Amari Stoudemire joining them as well. You got Steve Nash. He's bringing back the whole damn crew.
Yeah, it is. I know when Nash took the job, he talked about having some experience on the staff and making sure having some coaches that have been there before. And I think Mike D'Antoni knew what the deal was in Houston when they didn't extend him. So having this play and being able to, so the way that this works in the league, and we all know this, and it's not just something that's specific to the NBA. is once these deals are announced, this stuff has been going on behind closed doors for a long time. None of this stuff is spontaneous. None of this stuff is, hey, let me call Steve Nash and see if he wants to coach. So the fact that Mike D'Antoni was coaching without an extension on his deal and this deal was in the works, it was all sort of orchestrated and played out. And then adding Amari Sotomayor, they're literally with that team that they have, having that offensive creativity that Mike D'Antoni brought to the league in that 7 seconds or less. They're going to have to implement a lot of that stuff to make sure that they kind of foster ball movement and things of that nature with the team that they have. And who's better than to have the guys that actually did it?
D-Dubs, get in here, man. Your thoughts here. Nets, nothing but Nets, man, with the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns 2.0, I guess.
I mean, I like it, and
I do too.
this thing is coming full circle. The pupil and the student, and now it's flip flop. I think it's a nice thing. Steve Nash was in Phoenix, as the point guard for D'Antoni. Now D'Antoni gets to, teach this guy a little bit here in Brooklyn. I think it's a plus. It's a win-win. It help Nash, helps him be a better coach. He could be able to bounce things off of a former head coach, and that's been in that city before. To teach him what he needs to expect from the media, things of that nature, how to handle certain things. It's a win-win. I think it's a nice thing. He's Nash is being smart, surrounding him with people that know a little bit more than he does, and he's setting himself up to be successful.
Yeah, and they also brought in Udoka as well as an assistant as well. So you're right with Mike D'Antoni, of course, coaching the Knickerbockers over the I guess we could say over the East River to get over back to Manhattan, right, from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What was that, Carnoustie, where you live at? Right?
Yeah, Brooklyn. Canarsie.
Carnoustie. Okay. Carnoustie, got it. Compete for on Black News Channel this weekend, episode 23. Hey, Willie! With the hoodie making his NBA 2K League or NBA 2K, don't say 2K League. I ain't trying to get sued by y'all. NBA 2K debut, UNC Charlotte. Nice little event we did for the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Huge university, got like 30,000 students. Shout out to all the folks out there. It's a beautiful campus. They play Middle Tennessee this weekend. Get that butt whooped.
Ron Sanchez, what up?
Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern as well. 4 airings this weekend. Black News Channel, you can get it on Dish Network, Comcast, Xfinity, Charter Spectrum, and also ATTU versus DirecTV, where I watch it in my house, channel 342. Hey, Willie, was funny as hell on the 2K with these damn stories. Hey, Willie, you got to keep it going, man. I want more. I want story time, man. I want marshmallows. I want campsite fire. I want stories, hey, Willie. You got more for me?
We got stories, but when we have the stories, you supply the fun stuff. I'll bring the stories.
Well, it was funny because every time we said something, it became a rap song and a rap lyric, and I'm like, damn, everything coming out of our mouth is about rap music because it just. I guess so. It is. We're some trappers, man.
Yeah.
So.
You can't take us anywhere.
I'm pretty much. Yeah, well, I was just talking about.
And I would take y'all everywhere. That sounds like a party.
Sounds like a party. Anything else, guys? Before we get out here, we went over about 5 minutes, but it's all good. We started about 15 minutes late because Coach K screwing around, man. Right ideas,
Jeez.
doing his thing, man.
Man, Coach K
zooming in.
Hard
What the hell you zooming in for? What you doing, man?
He might have had something to say.
He got nothing to say. He made a mistake.
You gave me a bunch of weird format pictures.
Oh,
For a loop.
you know what? No, that's cool. It's a good point. Like I've noticed any that I do not have to recrop or reformat or screen region or whatever you want to call it, those are the ones because they come straight from the source.
It sucked.
They're so good. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh man.
All good. Yeah, my bad. So actually, it was my bright ideas today. So I'm gonna I'm gonna say, you know what? I was the cause of all of this. That's all good. Anything before you guys get out here? Anything?
If your polls are still
No,
open,
happy
you
to be
haven't
back.
done it, vote. Go
Vote!
Vote.
Oh, like your life
please.
depends on it.
because it
Your
does.
life does depend on it.
It does.
Hey,
In some
yeah.
areas, it does.
And
boy.
really pay attention to who you vote for down ballot, who's in your backyard. It's not just the president. Yes, the president
important.
has a major effect
Local
on,
politics.
but
Right.
your judges, the DAs, those people are the people that are bringing the charges against your innocent cousin
Yep.
Pookie. So go vote.
Yeah.
Board of
Go
Education.
vote.
Hell,
For real.
dog
Yeah.
catching. You're
That's
being
it.
important.
All
You
of
know?
that. Your chiefs
Exactly.
of every go vote.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Please get out there,
Please.
guys. It is
Goodness.
it's a sacred right. Exercise your franchise, and please get out there. I know a lot of places are leaving the polls open a little bit longer, depending on what state you're in. Some states you can walk up and vote. I know there's like 22 of those states. Whatever you need to do, get out there and vote. But it's been a very spirited election. I had over 100 million people that voted early before the election day today. But shout out to Snook, Diddy, Renee, Story
Hey.
Brace,
OG.
Kim,
Hey.
OG.
OG.
OG, OG, we need you back. I know you ain't on here, but I'll be seeing you tweeting at 6 and 7 o'clock.
Y'all ain't right.
You
It
know,
might
we
have
know.
been it might have been because you changed the time like 15
Oh,
minutes before we were gonna get on.
no, no, it's been that way for a while. He
No,
does this
you
a lot.
no, we were supposed to go on at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then you sent a text that said
No,
6 p.m. Eastern.
okay,
I can read.
okay, Kelly.
I ain't no criminal. I can read.
Yeah.
and
you definitely sent out the text that said 7 p.m. Eastern,
oh man, Kelly
and I had
coming
to
out.
run home because I was like, oh,
What?
oh,
Okay, I'm looking at
please don't make
yes
me.
today at. Well, hold on, let's go. Let's see. Let's see.
Look at the one you sent last night
The one I sent last night was
at 12 something my time, probably because I was late.
yeah, 153 Tuesday rundown. We are going on at 6 p.m. Eastern
That's a
Tuesday
fucking
and
lie.
Wednesday.
Fucking
Oh, no, no.
lie, bro.
Yo,
You're out here
Kelly,
lying. You're
Kelly,
out here lying to the
pat
people.
me on
Don't
my
worry.
back.
Word on the group
Pat
chat.
me on my back, Kelly. Go ahead. Go ahead, throw me my
No,
roses,
no,
Kelly.
no, 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 no,
Throw
no, no,
me
no,
my
no.
roses,
That's
Kelly.
funny.
Larry Ridley, 12:53 a.m. Oh shit.
153. Oh.
Wednesday at 7. Oh, Wednesday. My
Got
bad. My
him!
bad.
Got him!
You're lucky I
Oh
apologize. I usually
man.
don't even say that.
Throw me my roses, Kelly. Go ahead. Say
Hey,
I
hey,
was
don't
wrong,
don't
Larry
don't get
Ridley.
out of control. Don't get out of control.
So
Simmer.
simmer down. You're right. Simmer down. 6 o'clock. You good tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah.
6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock
Yes,
Houston time.
I will be in my designated spot in formation.
We're only gonna go for about 45 minutes because I gotta go to work. A Willie, you good? D Dubs,
Good.
you good?
Good.
D Dubs is always good. You good for tonight?
Yeah.
You done your homework? You know anything about these players?
No.
Me neither. What make
I
him look
asked
good?
you. You didn't know.
I never know. Don't ever ask me. All right, I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. Throw them up. A's,
Hey.
A's, A,
Hey.
A. All right, see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching Esports Extra. Bye.